Here is my Holmes model HABF-20 Slimline. These were called, advertised on the box. This fan is from 1998, but they ran from like 97 to 98, this particular model. And this is probably my favorite model of home box fan. Really nostalgic childhood fan of mine right here. Always hits nostalgia when I see these. And I found this earlier this spring, luckily. Really cool find. Glad I found it. I think I paid $10 for it at a yard sale. And I didn't mind because it is, as you will see here in a minute, it is actually in really good shape for one of these. Unfortunately, these were the cheapo fans of the 90s, somewhat, but not by modern fan standards. Obviously, these were actually by far better, even with the cheap quality. But the cheapness on these fans was mostly the cabinet and the motor braces on these. They were a pretty flimsy, weak metal. The cabinets are very, very thin steel, so they like to bend pretty easily. And unfortunately, a lot of these fans got thrown away, I guess, in the back when these were around. These were a lot of them met an untimely end, so to say. Just because of that. But the quality in these is, at least you get a pretty thick plastic blade. So they are plastic, but they are a thick, pretty much, I guess, a Robeson inspired blade set, I want to say. I guess Edison would originally patented these style of blades, but Robeson, I think, really had the curvature on these, on a lot of their fans, which I have a Robeson box fan, which I'll get to. Maybe compare the blade shape on those. But yeah, this one is a 3-speed with the knob up here. Pretty slim cabinet. And you get, the thing I really like about these fans is you still, although they were pretty cheap as far as build quality, you still got what you paid for, in my opinion. You get a full-size McMillan motor on these, which is a very good, strong-run motor. Way better than the junk Holmes makes nowadays, or even after this. In my opinion, these were the fans that were produced, last of the good ones, decent box fans, before they started taking a turn for the worse and using them all imported parts from China. And, at least this is a McMillan motor. The handle is pretty inconvenient. You got to kind of grab it like this. Theoretically, that's how you're supposed to grab these. Got the model information on the side here. Underneath. Where is it? Yeah, it's hard to read, but it's there. But yeah, HABF-20. Doesn't have the date on the bottom of the fan, but these motors usually would have the date stamp on the back half of the shell here, but this one for some reason has the date stamp inside where the hub is. And it dates from December 1997, so I'd say this is a 1998 model, which is, I think, the last year of these. They might have continued up until 99 or 2000, but yeah. Last decent Holmes box fan, in my opinion. This is a pretty good one, and if you can tell, I did have to shoot a couple extra screws in there because these grills are infamous for rattling. They didn't do it right new out of the box, I remember, but just with slight, unless you took really good care of it and didn't use it on the floor or anything, moderate use would eventually lead to these grills rattling. Here's the plug to it, the polarized plug with that emblem, HJC, whatever that means. And then plug it in and to my favorite station. Yeah, actually, this is the fan you might want to actually use the mounts on, pads on, because it might scoot just because of the surface isn't level. This counter is not level, fortunately, anymore. Here's high. moves really good air. These blades are one of my favorite styles. They're pitched really well for plastic blades. You don't get blades pitched like these anymore, you know, unfortunately. I wish they would bring back these fans. And it rattles a little bit just because of the flimsy cabinet, and the blades would usually be off the balance a little bit from the factory most of the time, but never really an issue. We're running at 2.2 amps, 203 watts. On the medium. Significant drop in on medium speed. A whole amp. 1 watts. Low speed on these fans are I love low and medium on these. I actually use this fan in the bedroom quite often. It's one of my immediate rotation fans, because when I want a quiet fan, I use this, because I'm somebody that doesn't mind a noisy fan, blade noise anyways. I like blade noise, but not a bad fan. Low is very quiet. You don't barely even hear it running. And we're drawing 0.7 amp and 61 watts. High. It does rattle a little bit on this surface. It doesn't do this on the table that I use in my bedroom, but it does it on this counter for some reason. Like I said, it's not centered. I mean, it's off. Not low. I'll get some startup sounds on here. Alright, really only has one on high speed as far as I've noticed. So here it is. Yeah, medium and low, they're just too low torque to have startup sound. That's it for my Holmes Slimline model. One of my favorite fans in my collection. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and have a good one.